Good morning, everyone. It's Emily here from Phoenix Gateway and Seed of the Soul, my new enterprise all about transformational soul travel. And the website for that is www.seedofthesoul.com. So you can go and have a look at that. And there is a trip to Egypt and Jordan in October this year. And then next year we will be looking at Bolivia, Peru in February, and Mexico probably about midway through next year. So the itineraries for both of those should be up hopefully within the next 6 weeks. The other thing I wanted to say is I'm going to do things a little bit differently today because I felt very, very drawn to creating a grid. And for those that do know me, I'm very passionate about gridding and creating vibrational essences or vibrational elixirs. And everything that I do, all my work, whether the combination of both of my businesses, is all about energy, frequency, and vibration. And that is what I'm here to teach. That is what I'm here to bring across. And what I really want people to become more and more aware of is sacred geometry, because sacred geometry is the fundamental building blocks of all creation. It is the fabrication of our universe. It is our light language. It is everything from our arts, our maths, our sciences, our architecture. We are innately 100% sacred geometry. And when we start to understand sacred geometry, when we start to understand the basis of it and what the fundamental energies of it are, we can start bringing it into our daily lives, and we can use it on all aspects of our being, so emotionally, physically, and spiritually, and of course mentally as well. So with that said, I wasn't going to draw any cards, but then I thought, no, I'll draw 3 and then I'll get on to what I'm doing. So this is very new, so just go with me. I did draw 3 cards, and the first card that did come through today is pineal activation. The second card to come through is the egg of life, and the third card to come through is the dodecahedron. So the message that I'm feeling with this is, this one, what I'm getting and what I'm hearing is your soul really wants to be heard. And for you to do that, there are a number of ways to do it. So we are awakening, all at our own pace. Some are still not quite there yet, but for many of us, the triggers have started and the awakening process is upon us. And as we do that, we're also activating our pineal gland. And they say that we have 2 eyes to look, but we only have that one eye to see. And the one eye is our pineal gland that sits within that crown chakra. It works with the third eye and crown chakra. And it's really important that we do activate it. So there are a number of ways that this can be done, whether it be through meditation, whether it be through sound. It could be the way we're eating, so the foods that you're ingesting. It could be by playing, I've already said, music. It may be through having certain healing, some healing done. So whether you may have crystal healing, Palawa session, there are a number of different ways, but the more consciously aware we become, the more we understand the importance of really activating that third eye and working with that ability to be able to see beyond what is just in front of us. They're telling us that we have everything that we need to know for this lifetime. We were born with it. The egg of life are the 8 cells in 3 dimensions or 13 cells in 2 dimensions that sit deep within our perineal area. And they're the only cells within our body to be with us from the time we are created or conceived to the time that we pass. And these cells hold all the information. It is our blueprint of what we have come here with. So it is saying that if you're soul searching at the moment, we do have we do have what we need all within us, and we can find it the more that we work on ourselves and awakening ourselves. And of course, there's the dodecahedron. The dodecahedron is one of the 5 platonic solids, and it has 12 faces. It is a representation of spirit and ether. So it goes beautifully with these cards because it's telling us about the importance of our connection to spirit. And the more aware, as I was talking before, that we become, the more the understanding of being the mindfulness, the meditation, that we will start lifting our vibration. And the more we work with the pineal gland as well, definitely we're increasing our vibration, our frequency, and the more we will connect to other sources and get the information that we need. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, they are the 3 cards for this week. I am actually going to take you, sorry, we're going to just go for a little walk over here, and I'm going to go off screen in a moment, and I'm going to bring you here, and you can see outside, but I'm hoping you can see my creation here. And what I'm going to do, okay, so I'm working with my cards and bringing them through, because remembering that all these cards hold their own vibrational frequency. I'm just going to lift this up a little bit, hopefully you can actually get and see more of what I've created here. Okay. I have to, all right. I think that's pretty good. And I will show you what I am doing. I'll turn it around after, and I've started it. So for me this morning, I woke up feeling, you know what? I would like to create something all about believing. And really believing in ourselves, because I know for me, first and foremost, belief has been a huge lesson for me to learn, and to really believe and to trust in everything that I am creating, and first and foremost, who I am. And I know for me that I can talk a little bit about me, it makes it easier, but I know it will be the same for others as well. It's about believing in what we can create, believing in what we can accomplish. And so what I've done is I've intuited the cards that I wanted. And I've taken, in this instance, 10 cards, and I've placed them in a square. So the reason that I've created the square look is because I actually wanted it to more represent Earth, my foundation. So we're working with a square in 2 dimension. In 3 dimension, we're looking at a cube, and the cube is our foundations. We're working with the lower chakras when we're working with that aspect or that element there as well. What I do teach is that there a thing called PIP method. And PIP is an acronym that stands for perception, intention, and placement. So my perception today was waking up going, I want to create something to do with belief, in what I believe. I was getting a sense, a feeling of needing to empower myself and to empower others. So my intention then is to create an amazing grid that is all based on believing in myself, believing in my business, and believing in everything that I am bringing through in this reality in this time right now. And then my placement, again, is something that I intuit. And I just go with it, you know. I find it's a lot easier to trust myself when I do this sort of thing, because I know that I'm being guided by a higher frequency. I've got my guides behind me and those that I channel. So I trust in it. And it's also something that I've done for a long time. So you also get to know a little bit more about what you are creating and how to do it. So in terms of today, what I've done is taken these cards, and maybe I can go through the cards just to give you an idea, because this is the first one I'm creating. I'm going to turn it around again, and excuse me, but let's start with this card here. Unlimited potential is here to tell me that I can actually create my own reality, and I can consciously create my reality by, and excuse my dog's barking please, but I can create my own reality in terms of changing my thoughts, my feelings, and energetically I can change. And you know, it's about being able to lift off and to just know within yourself. It's already within our DNA, because the truncated icosahedron is actually the shape that has the pentahex, which is the same as our DNA. So our DNA has everything that we need within it. It has that memory that is stored, and of course we can change things as well. You know, as we go on within our lifetimes. Dreamweaver, it's about manifesting. This is what I'm manifesting. It's what I'm going to anchor. And Spider, she's in control of her web. She can pull it apart. She can create it again at any time. And it's knowing that we are in control of creating our foundations. Take hold, well, as a phoenix, you know, from death to rebirth, it's the rising of the phoenix, and which is really myself, because that's where Phoenix Gateways come from death to rebirth. It's knowing that will take off, believe in yourself, because, you know, things will start to happen. New beginnings are abound, and which is, you know, where we come in as well with Genesis planet. And it's saying new beginnings are here. We're planting the seed. We've worked so hard in what it is that we're creating. And the flower here, you know, the flower is everything for me in many, many ways. It's the blueprint of, it is our blueprint, and it contains all the inner knowledge, all the inner wisdom. And if we were to remove these two outer concentric circles, what we will do is give birth to everything that we have been working on. So that is here. Now, I have two cards here, and I do have another deck coming out a little bit later this year. It will be in the next probably couple of months it's coming out in the States, and I'm so excited. So I will talk about that soon, but this is a new card from it. It's a sacred card. It's the Awakening card. The Awakening is about our Akashic records, our conscious evolution, and it's the next step in life. And I'm putting this here and drawing another card on top of it, because this is what needs to be worked on at this present moment. And as you can see, the actual card is believe. It's about believing in myself. It's about having faith in everything that I am doing. And underneath, I have put some money, and I've also put a couple of flyers, which I can show you, which I created for my businesses. So Seed of the Soul and Phoenix Gateway. And for me, this is about really, I mean, first and foremost, it's about believing in myself, as we've already spoken, because I have to believe in me and believe in what I'm bringing through. And knowing that these two businesses that I have, these two ventures I'm on track. It's what I am meant to be doing and where I'm meant to be, and that I am bringing the money in because I am believing in everything that I am creating. I'm surrendering to my own bullshit. That's pretty much what it is. And knowing that when I do that, this is the hypercube or the tesseract. It's a fourth dimensional geometry, and this is the netting of it, and there's 8 cubes. And what happens is that when I surrender and let go, these cubes can be placed in 261 different formations, and when we actually compound the number 2 + 6 + 1 equals a 9, and 9 is the universal frequency, so it has a lot of meaning there. I have immense gratitude for everything that I have within my life, that I have brought through. I have immense gratitude in the lessons that I have learned, the lessons that I am learning. And yes, you know, we can really struggle with shit that comes our way, but hey, there's no better way to learn. And I have this expression where for every crisis there is a gift. So, you know, depending on what our lessons are, and we all learn differently, have immense gratitude, because you know what, there's no better lessons in life than here. And you know, our sole purpose for coming is to have to learn from our lessons, because we're not one of us is here to go out the way we came in. We are here to make a freaking huge impact on everyone within our lives. And the harmony card, well, I have to bring in harmony because it relates to 432 hertz. Again, compound that number, 4 plus 3 plus 2. It's all a 9. It works with the toroidal structure. And the toroid is around everything within nature, within ourselves, our earth, our universe, everything. And it is the most balanced structure that exists within our universe. And the underlying actual structure again of this one is the vector equilibrium, which we won't go into today. However, so these are the cards that I've chosen, and what I have done already is I have started putting around these crystals. So I've put clear quartz points all around. Why have I done that? Because the clear quartz points, I'm going to just turn this around again now so that I can use both hands. But the clear quartz points direct the energy. So the energy flow that I want to create. And you'll see my puppy's legs going through. Okay. So coming back to why have I created this? This is all about believing in myself. And I decided I've actually got a glass of water here. And I want to create a vibrational water out of this, which I can ultimately make an essence out of too. But for today, I'm actually going to drink this. I'm not going to make an elixir out of it right now. So, excuse my coffee machine going off. So before I started, I thought, okay, let me get out the crystals that I need as well. I'll just move the water for a minute and just show you. So I've taken a piece of kunzite. Why? Kunzite is one of my one of the favorites of my stones, and this is a prized possession, definitely, of mine. Just so you can see, it is a massive piece as well. But this is all about universal love, and it's about reconnecting to that love within myself. And so I'm going to bring it in here and leave it there. So I also then grab some smoky quartz points, and I'm going to do it within my grid. The smoky quartz, for a couple of reasons. Smoky is very good for grounding and anchoring energy. It also transmutes energy, and when we say that it transmutes energy, what we are saying is that it will release energy you don't. With a lot of other crystals, you actually need I'm going to do this first, to cleanse and to release the energy, but smoky quartz does it on itself. Also, if you are feeling a little bit, if you're feeling a little bit down, it's actually a stone that can really bring joy. It can lift your mood if you're feeling down. So it's really good too if you're feeling a little bit depressed. It's fantastic to use. I don't have a marker. So I'm going to put this point here like that, and I'm going to put a double here like that. Okay. Another thing I want to do is to bring in, so I really want to anchor the energies that I am working with today. So what am I going to use? I'm actually going to use some pyrite cubes. And the cube, as I said earlier when we were looking at the square, but in my mind's eye, I'm creating a 3-dimensional cube. And I'm going to put them in the corners because this is to ground and anchor the energy that I'm creating when I'm working with this grid. Okay. But as above, so below. So if I had a dodecahedron somewhere, where do I have a dodecahedron? Give me 1 minute, I'm just going to grab one. Okay, bring it over. So for all that I'm anchoring, I'm also anchoring up here, and I'm going to put the dodecahedron up here. In the middle of my grid, I'm going to place a Merkaba. Okay, actually no, it's telling me not to place it in the middle. I'm going to place it here. So the Merkaba, this particular shape, we actually find within, as I was talking before, about the egg of life. So when we were looking at these cards before, the egg of life actually contains this particular shape within it, the double tetrahedron or the Merkaba. The Merkaba it is everything. There is a lot of knowledge and wisdom within this, but it holds the cellular memory, and it is actually the shape that is used in computer chip technology. And this particular shape is with us from the time that we are conceived to the time that we die. The way in which we can use it is, there are numerous ways. It's not something I want to get into now, but I am bringing it in to my grid. The other thing I'm going to use, and all these crystals that I'm using so far, apart from the two I just placed that are not naturally cut, but all the other crystals are. So I'm going to use some octahedral fluorite. The reason being is that I really want to connect it to my heart. And I'm actually going to place one, on each one of my cards. Okay. All right. The other thing that I want to do is going to bring in some shells. And these are going to put here, and the reason I'm going to bring them in is because it's all about expansion. And the Nautilus shells are all about, we have a perfect example. These are ammonites, but they are a representation of how we can see, like with the Nautilus shell, or with shells in general is about how it's the Fibonacci and the spiraling effect, and it's all about expansion. And we are always expanding. We're always expanding. So for me, this is about everything that I'm creating, expanding as I'm going along with everything that I am creating. And then what I'm going to do is just bring in a few crystals that more is a representation about me, because, for example, I'm doing this for myself, so you can bring in crystals that are more about a representation for you. So I'm actually going to bring in Lorimer, because that has spoken beautifully for me today. I'm also going to bring in Sugilite, because the Sugilite, I want to bring it in right now because it's all about manifesting my dreams. And I'm actually going to put that up there on Dreamweaver. The Herkimer is about expansion. The Herkimer is one of my favorite stones, and it's something that I just work with all the time. And I'm going to put that actually up here as well, because that's where it's talking to me. The turquoise is a representation of me, again. And this is one of my favorite. It's an amethyst scepter, which also has beautiful water bubbles within it as well. So I'm going to put that in the middle because this is who I am. And for me, it's very much that high priestessy energy. So, you know, like I said, you can bring in all different things for your own reasons. This actually is a piece, I thought I had grabbed a piece of rose quartz, but it's not rose quartz, it's actually morganite. So there must be a reason that I've brought in the morganite instead. It is a different stone. but I'm going to bring it in. So maybe it's about, you know, for me, not just about that love, but it's that higher frequency with Morganite, because we're actually working on an angelic realm as well. And I find when I'm not quite sure where I want to put it, I just sort of scan around, and just wherever it wants to drop is where it's going to go. So that is beautiful. Now, with this and what I am creating, I then with more intention, I would actually, or I will be in my mind's eye, expanding this on a high frequency level yet again. I'm going to put back the water within this grid. So I would be doing it again at a high frequency to expand on the energies that I'm working with. In the frequency, the vibration is actually, in my mind's eye, creating an octahedral grid around it. And then by that, I will also be creating movement with it, so that it is actually working at the level that I am wanting to work at as well. So I hope this has been useful for many of you, or if not many of you, at least some of you. This is just an introduction to what gridding is all about. It is, you know, gridding can be as little or as much as you want it to be. Most of us already grid, you know, even by placing a certain crystal in an area, you're already gridding, and most people don't even realize that that is what you are doing. And I am going to be getting back into the teaching of creating beautiful vibrational essences, as well as creating grids and the reason that we grid, and working with sacred geometry. So I will be, if you follow me, you can either follow me on Facebook, or you can follow me on Instagram, or go to my website in particular for this, which is www.phoenixgateway.com.au. You will be able to check up and see when I do have my workshops up and running. And in terms of Seed of the Soul, which is the seed of eternal existence, and it's all sacred geometry yet again, it is transformational soul travel. And it's something that I have become very passionate about, and it has been a big part of my healing, and now I want to share it with others so that you can actually see for yourself. You can work in the energies yourself, and I just cannot wait to get back to Egypt and Jordan later this year, and then again to Peru in 2020, as well as Mexico and Bolivia. Okay, have an awesome week wherever you are, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. Okay, bye.